Hello and welcome back, artists and designers. In this video we are going to talk about colorizing and rotating, which is pretty much the main step of this assignment. So you have your image cut out. It's, as you remember, that mask is living in that smart object, which is great. So we're going to go ahead and add our color, and then we're going to rotate because it's going to save you a little bit of time. So I'm going to go ahead and add my color adjustment layer. If you remember, here's what we do. Click on the adjustment. We do solid color, puts the color on the whole thing. Now I know it's going to be yellow. I know this isn't going to be the exact right color, but let's put a yellow color in here for now. Now that we have the color layer, we need to make it a clipping mask. So we're going to right click and whoops, not rasterize, create clipping mask right here. It's going to clip to our soccer player, but it doesn't look right yet. So we need to change the layer mode from normal. And we're going to go down here to color, and that's going to apply the color to, so it clips it and applies the color more properly to our subject. Now I know this color isn't quite right. One of the things that we can do, the benefit of having the template, is I can double click, adjust that color, and if you come right over here, you'll notice it turns into an eyedropper. So anywhere where I click on this document, I'm pretty much going to be able to get the right color for it. So I want this to be yellow, so I'm going to choose that, and I'm all good to go. So I have my first image set up and I'm ready to do my rotation and duplication. So let's zoom back out, and I'm going to select both of these layers. So I'm going to click on this layer, I'm going to hold shift, and I'm going to select that layer at the same time. So they're both selected. Now they're both selected, I'm going to right click and I'm going to duplicate layers. I hit OK. You'll see now I have two copies, and I'm going to go ahead and change the color to start so it'll be easier to see. Even though you can't see, they're both in the same spot. So I'm going to double click. I'm going to go pick my blue. There we go, turn blue. And now we're going to rotate. Here's the key to rotating. Click on my copy of the soccer player. Choose my move tool. Now here's the thing. If I start rotating now, or try to move and rotate, he's going to spin right around that kind of center point, and it's not really going to be helpful. I'm going to have to move him, rotate, and do my best to get him lined up. There's an easier way. Let's undo, move him back up there to where he was. So once you click on him, I'm going to grab this target. Remember, we turned that on up here. I'm going to grab that target very carefully and move that right down to the center point of my color wheel. Okay, so here's the beauty of moving that little target to the center point of our color wheel. When we go to the corner and rotate this now, with that curved arrow again, notice, aha, it spins right around the center like a clock. So we can kind of line that up, kind of see where the other one is, line that up so it's approximately the same spot, and we can go ahead, and there we go. We already changed the color. Let's repeat that process one more time. So I'm going to click, I'm going to hold down shift, I'm going to click, I'm going to select, duplicate layers, hit OK. Let's change the color. This time we're going to do red, and we're going to do that same process. I'm going to grab my soccer player, click on the target. It does tend to move that first time because it's a smart object. I'm going to move that to the center point. There we go. And now I'm going to take and rotate him right around to where he needs to be on red. And let's see, that looks pretty good. And there we go. Hit enter to accept that change. And that's really all we're going to do. Remember the beauty of having these mask layers in here. When you double click, if I go back in there and I add his hand in, let's add his hand into that layer. I want to have that come back. So let's grab that, bring that back in here. And even though I'm only doing this on one, because it is a smart object, it's still pretty terrible, but I did add it back in there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. Yep. And you'll notice when it comes back, check it out. The hand went back on all of these because it is one smart object just repeated multiple times. So that is the key there, those repeating those color adjustment layers. Get that all set up. And the final thing I will tell you here is you're going to end up with a lot of layers. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to take all of these layers and we're going to put them in a group. So I'm going to click this top one, I'm going to hold shift, and then I'm going to pick the bottom one. I have all of my red, yellow, and blue layers selected. And I'm going to go right down here to this folder icon. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to put all of those layers inside this folder. And what am I going to call that? Primary. Okay, those are my primary colors right there. And I can show and hide all of those layers with one click. If I want to see what's inside that folder, I can hit that and I can see everything inside there. So go ahead and work on that, and I will see you in the next video.